Welcome to the stream, everybody. Tonight we're going to be playing some more Satisfactory. Big surprise, right? I have, as of yesterday, completed the train build. The whole world is now connected with trains. I can move resources from anywhere to anywhere using trains, and we're going to be using them eventually, but right now we have a few things to do, and I will explain those as we get into game. Because all of the stuff that I built originally, from tiers 1 all the way till I'm in the very last unlock of tier 8 right now, had something built for it. And the only end game factory that I actually have built is the huge one that I built in the Northern Forest. Runa, what are you doing? Don't chew on that. So, yesterday I started moving resources. Since we have this train network available now, I can move resources pretty quickly between different places. So that being said, yesterday I redid that area. So there was a train station there, if you recall, and I moved the train station over to there because it's going to be for fuel drop off. And I moved the truck stop under it, which I like. The thing I'm standing on right now is going to be what moves all of the resources that I made over in the first steel factory. So I built this at like tier 4, or no, tier 3, something like that. Maybe tier 4. Whenever we got steel unlocked, this is the first one we built. And you can see that this has got like Mark III belts and shit in it. It's pretty old. And I haven't come back here to really mess with it because I haven't needed more resources than what I was making. So, we were making steel pipes, steel beams, industrial beams, and concrete because we needed concrete for one of the recipes. I think it was the steel beam recipe we were doing. But now I have the job of emptying all these containers. And this was the small group of containers. I already did the group of large containers yesterday. So I'm going to let that go. I just set this up right before I logged off. All the machines are turned off, so you can see the belts are starting to empty there. So as all this drains out, everything will be filled. The containers will empty out. The train is running on its path right now to drop off all that stuff. I have storage already set up at the main base, the new main base, not this main base, to house all that. And yeah, we'll come back here in a little bit after everything is finished moving. That being said, this over here should now be all empty, and I can destroy it. That is empty. That is empty. These are done. Yeah, this was my main storage previously. I had set up yesterday. I set up a train station to deal with this, mess, and I made it all work. It's done. I believe all of these are empty. Empty, empty, empty. Yep. Everything's empty. Perfect. So that means we can destroy this. So here's the cool thing about this train network. Anytime I need a train station, I can just throw one down, and all I have to do is connect in this into the rails where they exist, and then I can get a train there. Super easy. The hard part was setting up the train network. That is what took so long. And that's why I put it off for so long. And now that I have it, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the hell out of it. So So we want to get rid of these. All right, now we can destroy this. I'm going to try not to destroy stuff that actually is used in production, because that would be bad. Even though this isn't running right now. Everything, you notice all the conveyor belts are stopped completely. That's because that entire factory is full. I put storage at the top of it, and right now I don't have the resources or the power to actually run that station or run that factory all the time. So we'll be we'll be checking. We'll be revisiting this factory after I get the next project done. And what is the next project, you may ask? Well, we have a little problem right now, and that is power. I cannot do what I want to do because I do not have enough power. And just to show what I'm talking about here. Go look at this power pole here. So as you can see, the maximum that we can generate is 22,500 megawatts. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. A lot more to just to build my next project. Because the next project is going to be nuclear power, and my goal is to basically harvest all of the resources in the swamp biome and make as much as possible out of it to basically, so the way I'm thinking this is non-radioactive uranium factory goes here. So anything that's not radioactive gets built here to process, to do everything else. So then I'll just have belts coming out of this, and I'll feed those belts over to this area. So this is going to be a massive factory. Well, actually, it won't be that massive. This one's going to be massive. This one's going to be not as massive. But this one is going to be making all the uranium fuel rods. And then we'll build our power plant here. And then we'll build the particle accelerators and everything that needs to be made there as well. So this whole area is going to be radioactive. This entire corner of the map is just going to be dead to us unless you have a radiation suit. So that is going to be the next project. But to start that project, I have a lot of math to do. I have a lot of planning to do, and I don't feel like doing it yet. So that is why we're cleaning up things, because now I have no use for any of the factories that I've built, and with the exception of the massive one, this one is the only one that's going to be able to be used. There are problems with this one as well that I need to figure out how to deal with, but I don't really need the resources that it's making yet, and they're all stored. If I do need any, I can always turn that factory back on temporarily, so I'm not terribly worried about it. All the resources are at the top of that factory, so we'll be worrying about that later. So now let's go back over to new main base. So as you can see, if you, I think I showed this off a little bit at on stream last time. I'm working on condensing down any resources that I've already made. Those are going to be used elsewhere. What in the hell is that? Oh, it's just that's the path signal that's under it. Um, okay, so this is actually, are all these empty? All these finished? Holy shit. I didn't think that was ever gonna finish. Well, we can clean this up. So yeah, moving all the stuff that I've made, which I made a ton of aluminum sheets because I didn't want to ever have to make aluminum sheets again. We made 480,000 aluminum sheets with one factory, which is really good. And I'm gonna be going through. I'll be going through all of those as we go. I may need to make more eventually, but I think 480 should keep us set for a long time. I'm basically going to just build all of my belts now with Mark Fives. There's no reason to do other than Mark Five, unless it, wanted it to look cool. For now, I'm just going to build all Mark Five, and then if I want to go back and replace certain things, I can. So now we should have our pretty intersection, yes, and we'll get rid of that Mark Five. This should be getting close to empty. I'm gonna go ahead and add a second belt now, since I have both belts available. I was emptying both floors at the same time. This looks terrible, but it doesn't matter. It's temporary. So now we should be emptying this twice as fast. So let's see how many we've got still empty. Oh yeah, this whole row's done. This whole row's done. That one, that one, that one. All right, it's on that one. Ah, shit. Well, did not mean to do that. There we go. Okay, now let's clean these up. Not that one. I'm very excited to get this area cleaned up. This has been around for a very long time. That one's got stuff in it, so we'll let that keep going. Yeah, these are just gonna keep emptying out the way they are doing now, and we'll just get rid of the foundations that we can. All right. Oh, there's our train. So I'll show you what this thing's doing. So this is just running between the steel factory, loading and unloading. So you see, I clipped through these, but that won't matter. These are not permanent storage. This is just condensing all things that I've made so far into this single spot because I need to start making other things. some of the more advanced stuff, especially around. Yeah, there we go. It's moving. It's moving stuff in. I especially need things such as turbo motors. I'm gonna need. I'm needing enough stuff to make a bunch of Mark III miners, basically. So Mark III miners require supercomputers. I've only got 40 of those. I need fused modular frames, but I don't have any. I don't have any way of getting nitrogen gas over here. But there is no nitrogen gas close to here. But this is going to be a good way to use up all these resources. But I don't want to use up too many of them because this is my only supply, and now I have no. I have no reserves after these are all gone. Like I knew I made a lot of these, but yeah, this stuff is now finite. Well, not all of it. Some of it is. Like we're making this, we're making this, we're making those. Rubber we kind of are making. Circuit boards we're not making, computers we're not making. So really, we just need to start making like supercomputers. What does it take to make a computer? Let's see. Yeah, so we need circuit boards, quick wire. We're making quick wire. We're making some rubber. I could very easily create a thing to do this. Circuit boards, plastic and quick wire. What's that? Petroleum coke? No, I'm not gonna do that recipe. Yeah, this is the most efficient recipe for circuit boards. So I've got plastic and I've got rubber. It shouldn't be too bad. But I'm going to use this area here. Originally, my space elevator was here, but I just deleted it so I had more room for storage. So now I've got like all these resources here. Now I've got this train station that I can bring in basically anything I need and drop it off to make one thing. So it should be pretty easy. But yeah, we got to wait until that other station's empty. So. And eventually this is going to be the main base. This is currently as main base as it can be. I'm going to rebuild the space elevator too, just to get it up. This is my sorter system. You got a lot of containers? Yeah. Hey, Jenny. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm in the process of getting ready to start building a pretty massive project, so I'm like getting ready. Wiping out all the stuff that I've created so far. Like I had a bauxite factory or a aluminum factory right there, and I ran it and made a bunch of stuff. The steel factory is currently in the middle of being shut down, like right now. That's what these are. This is importing all the steel that I made, all the steel products. My original starter factory, all the stuff that it made is all in these containers. All that's left, I've used a ton of it. And the only real factory we have still is that one right there. So, but that one is full right now. I'm only gonna use that one until I get the last of the. Well, I'm not shipping anything out of that one yet. The other problem we have is that I can no longer make steel. Well, I can, but we're gonna have to make the steel at the next big project site. Also, the other thing that I have not talked about yet. So right now, I'm testing all the signaling that I put in for the World Train Network, and basically what I did, I placed a bunch of trains down on the tracks and selected uh, random different train stations for them to go to. So I want a lot of traffic going around this stuff because I want to make sure signaling is working. And it's been running for 2 days now, and there have been no collisions. There were a couple of signaling problems, but it was only because of the new stuff that I had just built, which was this. I screwed up the signaling on it, and then I also had one that ended up at the steel temp one, but that is all resolved now. Only have 2 trains, and someone did the rails for me to help. Yeah, building train rails is not the best thing in the game. It is kind of a pain in the ass. Like right now, I like my train network spans everywhere now. Like I have actually I was gonna pull this up anyway. Let me make a save really quick. I put off doing rails for so long. So let me load my save here. I'll show what my rail network looks like. It took me 3 weeks to build it all, so all right. So, let me toggle off the nodes. Yeah, so this is the whole world. There's my train network. And yeah, it was a massive project, but I'm glad it's over. But yeah, that's what I'm testing is all the signaling and everything that I've got here. It's all in there. It's I do have some concerns about it. I'm kind of worried that one of my or a couple of the areas, especially around Blue Crater, this was a very steep incline, and I'm afraid that a fully loaded train um, may not be able to get up there. But we'll test it eventually. Wow, you just covered a lot of the map, like all of it. Yeah. Oh, I had to build into rail network. So the first thing I did was I uncovered the whole map so I could kind of figure out where I wanted to run rails and everything. And after I did that full loop, then I started building, and I started here, and I did the outer loop to here, and then basically built this area first because this is where most of my traffic is. But I wasn't using it yet because I just didn't have time to do that. But then I connected in this spot, and then I started doing this, and I did this, the whole area that I'm standing in right now, and then I did the outer loop of this, so the whole outer side here to connect into here. Then I started doing the interconnects and all that good stuff. It was fun. It was fun, but it was a pain in the ass at the same time. But now I never have to. Well, obviously, this is not what the rails are going to look like eventually. Like right now, they're all floating in the air. But no, I'm eventually going to put bases on them and stuff. But or like towers to hold up the pillars. But this was the phase 1 of the rail network was to get the rails run and get them where I want them. Then I'll make it look pretty afterwards. Just like all of these buildings that I built, like that factory over there. Obviously, it's not going to look like that when it's done. I'll decorate it eventually, but right now it's just wallless. Because what's the point in putting the walls on it? Even though that one is maxed out, that one is not going to do anything more than what it is now. It is 100%. It will be 100% efficient once I put all the miners down on it. We were waiting for the Mark III miner unlock to fully max out that factory, and I don't have the resources to build Mark III miners right now. I don't think I do. Although we could spend some tickets, honestly. I do have these. I've got 33 turbo motors left. We could do that. I don't really need to, though, yet. Do you play with mods? Nope, this is vanilla. The only mod that I did was I unlocked all alternative recipes using the save calculator. And I gave myself a container of power shards. That's it. Yeah, oh yeah, and I increased my inventory slots. Yeah, that was the other thing I did. But other than that, no, there's no like actual mods installed on my game or anything. This is just vanilla. So I technically edited my save file, but everything I've built and everything that I've stored and everything, all completely 100% legit. We ran out of inventory space. Oh wait, did I just forget? Oh my god. Oh, that's actually full. Holy shit. Need another one. I thought that was going to be enough. All right, so that'll empty out. With me having to run all over the world, I was like, I'm not gonna bother with the default inventory space. So I bumped it up to like 250 or 300 slots or something. I've already done a legit playthrough where I've gotten I did no mods on it, and I unlocked all the stuff. Parts are not moving. Yeah, they are. Right there. Oh, yeah. Okay, the steel beams ran out, or steel pipes ran out of space too. God, I didn't know I had that many of them. Yeah, there we go. Concrete. Wrong part. Yeah. But yeah, so the leftovers from the other iron factory are let's see, we've got one thing of rods, two things of modular frames, some rotors, rubber. I actually need to set up a plastic bin in here too. Let me do that. I want 2 bins of plastic. I built that backwards. Just to make my life easier. Once the steel factory's empty, I'll start shipping plastic in here. Which I don't remember how I set up the plastic. It's been so long since I built that. I don't even remember. I think it was just the first train car was plastic. Pretty sure. Either way, I'll wait till after this is done. The steel factory should be getting very close to being empty now, or at least shutting down, which means I can start destroying things. Either way, we're good to go now for a little bit. We'll let that just keep filling up. I may need to add more containers for those two that are filled up. I guess we'll see. It's going to be very satisfying to destroy that steel factory. I 100% did not spend any time other than like just getting the basics up and running and then just left it to die. That's still the original factory I built when I was doing that tier. Oh baby. Look at that. Empty. All of them are empty except for the concrete, but it's almost empty. I perfected the making of spaghetti. You gotta have spaghetti to start. It's pretty hard not to have spaghetti. All right, let's destroy it all. My poor factory. Autosave's killing me. You can tell how old this is because it's the original foundations. This is even I built this before I even had concrete unlocked, concrete foundations. I was pretty good about not having spaghetti after I got through like the first or second tier, just because I am very particular about how I build things in this game now. Don't destroy that, please. How is this still going? Oh my god, how much? Oh, okay. It's almost done. You dump out a little conk. Oh my god, where'd all this fuel come from? Did I did I have a fuel canister over here? I don't remember doing that. Oh, you know what? I know what it's from. I moved that truck stop over there the other day and I must have done that. Oh well. Oops. It feels good to destroy sometimes in this game. I'm definitely gonna fuck up power somehow when I'm doing this. I don't delete things most of the time. I just look away and move away. Yeah. Uh, that would be the smarter thing for me to do. But if I don't do this, I'm just gonna have this running forever, and I just need it gone. I need to not look at it anymore. Besides, once the power situation is resolved, then you know, then it's gonna be balls to the wall building all the time. I won't have to worry about anything anymore because we'll have max power that you can possibly make. Okay, I definitely don't need this much fuel. This is insane. Oh, it's Tech Beatnik. What's going on, Tech? Sorry, the alerts aren't working. It's the bot or the OBS got an upgrade. Now everything's broken. I had time to fix it. Also, what game is this? Is this new? Tech, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is a new game. Never played this before ever. Can't you put stuff in containers? I can, but I still have a fuel factory making fuel, so I don't really like. That's one of the things that I'm not gonna store at this point because I'm making enough of it that the fuel factory is not going anywhere. So, in fact, I need the fuel factory to continue doing what I'm doing. So, yeah, you see, like these stations right here, they're gonna be the fuel stations for each biome. My idea is I'm gonna build roads, or well, kind of roads. Oh, that's where all that fuel came from. I deleted the train stop or the truck stop by accident. Okay, I fixed that. Yeah, that I was like, what the fuck happened? The sub and the usual shit posting. Well, you're back from your honeymoon, right? That was the you're back on that was where you were at, right? Pretty sure that's what you said. A vehicle is in the way. Well, we'll delete that too. Honeymoon and 2 work trips, man. You're a busy man. I think that was where it was placed. So, how was the honeymoon? Did you have fun? Yes, that was exactly where it was. All right, there we go. Yeah, so these are fuel stations. So fuel comes in here. I'm gonna have a truck that delivers it out to the other main factories that are on this in this biome. I'm kind of trying to build out biome specific factories. Like whatever the biome is good at, I'm gonna build a factory for whatever I need there. Got back after 2 weeks away, then to Arizona for 2 days. After 2 days of recovering, it was amazing. 100% recommend Bali. Huh? Did you? What was your favorite thing to do there? I was about to say, what the fuck? Okay, there we go. Now I got all my inventory space back. Sunrise hike to one of the top of one of their volcanoes. Ooh, that's on my bucket list. I really want to go to a volcano. Was it awesome? I'm assuming it was not an active volcano, or was it? Got up at like 1 a.m. on our last day there. Really emphasized the time zone shift. Yeah, I would imagine. Oh man, it's so good to have this factory out of the way now. Oh, I don't want to delete this. Not active in the way we normally think. It has a lot of heat. They cooked breakfast with that heat. It was gorgeous. Oh, that's cool. Oh wow, look, my train is using this station as a turnaround. That's cool. Hey, there's the fuel train. Let's see if it goes in here. Yep. Isn't it beautiful when signaling actually works? That is really cool. I'm very jealous actually. I almost deleted the train station. That would have been bad. Everything we did was so beautiful. One night we had a seafood dinner by the beach. They brought out a ton of food for like 15 bucks total. I would live there if I could make my current job work from there. I bet the time zone difference is too much though, right? What time zone is Bali in? Or really not what time zone is it in? It's like what's the time difference? Ah, almost. There we go. All right, this can go away. This is gonna be, nope. This is just gonna stop here. Now this is done, finally. They're 13 time zones ahead of you, but with daylight savings, just flip your PM to AM, and that's the local time. Huh. Interesting. Oh, this can go away. What am I doing? It was weird waking up to Twitch notifications for you. Not seeing enough malls or hotels. This isn't progress I see. Oh, there's progress. There's a lot of progress. This is staying. And we're replacing this all with concrete. This power farm, or this battery farm will go away eventually too, but I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. Water's too clean? Yeah, it is. I can pee in it. Would that make you feel better? The Empire would be displeased. The Empire would be super happy with what I've done. Now, Tech, when you left, what was I doing? When you went on vacation, I'm trying to remember. I had just started the train network build, right? Like losing your mind to this game. Yeah, I really am. That was the last thing. Yeah. So as of yesterday, I finished the world train build. Allow me to show you what I'm talking about. So here is a map of the train network that I built. This is the whole world, right? I think when you went on vacation, I had built like from here to like here, like just these lines right here. But now everything is built and everything is set up for signaling. And yeah, it took a long time. It was 3 weeks of work to get all this done. I guess if it was 3 weeks, then you would have been like, you would have seen it when I had it like this done. I had like a fourth of the world done, or not even done. I had the main outline of the fourth of the world done. Yeah, but now the whole thing's finished, and I'm very excited about it because now I can move resources wherever I want, and I don't have to think about it. I think you were just getting the outlining, if I recall. Oh yeah, yeah. I was in the middle of doing the full outer part of the world. That's what I was doing. Yes. Oh my god, it looks so much better without that fucking ugly ass steel factory over there. Still gotta clean up one thing. We can also delete this train station now because there's no reason to have it. As long as it's empty. Let's make sure it's empty. It is. Perfect. Have you taken the plunge in Tears of the Kingdom yet? No. I will be playing it. I just don't know when. Um, I have been trying to avoid watching anyone play it, but I did watch a little bit of something. It was just a random video, or maybe I turned on a stream of it. But I'm trying to avoid as much as I can about it because I really want to play it, but I'm also not going to pay full price for that game. I guess I could find other methods of playing it. It is possible for me. Maybe I will do that. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Although I do want to support the developers. They you know they made a game that legitimately hooked me on Zelda. So, oh god, what have I done? I didn't know the train was coming in just then. Say it's one of the few games I think is worth $70. I'm guessing you have you played a lot of it. I bet you have, right? Okay, let's not delete. We just need to get this train out of here so it stops going this way. Come on. There we go. Deleting your train station. Yeah. Um, it's no longer needed now. All the resources have been moved out. So I'd say it's one of the few games that's worth $70. I don't want to give anything away, but there's definitely a cool thing they let you do that they definitely didn't advertise. I haven't played as much as I like. Had to catch up on chores and whatnot after being away from home for almost a month. Yeah, no joke. That's crazy. Okay, now I can delete it. That was like the worst possible time that fucking train could have come in. All right, this is going to be back to default, which is what I wanted. There's something nice about destroying all the hard work that I've done, but that really wasn't that hard work. That was this temporary train station is just, to get things moved out. This weekend I'll achieve my final form and become the disgusting being that I was meant to be. I also am going to be a disgusting being this weekend. I will probably be streaming on Saturday because I'm having a recoup weekend. I have been so fucking busy. Not like traveling like you have, but I this is like the most busy month I've had in I don't even know how long, like years. Like I planned Fiona's birthday party, and it was last weekend, and it was a blast. We had a ton of fun. Um, I had a ton of stuff to get ready for that. I had my contractors coming to fix the sunroom from the pipe exploding earlier in January. Um, I had jury duty, jury duty selection, and now I have jury duty next week, which is going to be very interesting. Never done that before, and I actually got selected, so that was unexpected. But I basically am missing an entire week of work next week. I only have to go into work on Tuesday. All the rest of the week next week, I'm in the jury, so that's gonna be cool. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it just because I've never done it before. And I've always been curious as to how the system works, because they don't really teach you that kind of stuff at school. Apparently, you didn't tell them about your unhealthy obsession with Souls games as a reason not to be a juror. That may have worked, but no, I actually was honest and I didn't lie about anything. And apparently, I'm a good candidate to be a juror. I don't know, but to be fair, it was pretty much guaranteed that I was going to be a juror. There were like 100 people at the jury selection, and we had by the time it ended, they only needed to get 22 people for this trial, and there were 3 people left at the end of the jury selection. It took forever. I was there for like 5 hours, but I can't talk about the case that I'm gonna be on, but I will after Friday, next Friday, because then the verdict will be done. But you're not allowed to talk about anything with it. But I'm pretty excited to do it. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, so Everything is empty. Yes, everything is empty. The train is just sitting here. Get to reenact the 12 Angry Men. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. It's going to depend on the evidence, I think. All right, so now we get to do our first thing. This is the first time I've ever gotten to use this train station. I am excited as hell. So here we go. Oh, I wonder if I set it up wrong. I'm thinking about it. I may actually want to shoot over there really quick because I don't remember if I. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just let this go. So we need to disconnect all of these. I hope I don't have to reenact 12 Angry Men. Now we're gonna do our plastic bin. Where did I put the plastic bin? Which one do I want to use for plastic? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. That one will have the plastic in it for sure. Eventually, once all these things are done, the spaghetti will be over. And there will be no more spaghetti. I'm going to leave these hooked up for now because I don't know what else is coming. And I don't know what else I want to put in there. But I can put anything on those three at this point. Yeah, those things are still going. Look at this. Where are we at in the lineup here? Oh, wow, we're on the last row. There's 4 left, so I may not have built enough storage containers. I thought I did. Oh. Those are empty, 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 empty. Oh, no, we got enough. Perfect. Sweet. That means that these are almost done, too. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So yeah, this one needs to be emptied. It's got 660 left in it. That'll be done in 1 minute. So what'd you do on your work trips, Tech? This is for your new job, so you probably weren't doing the same thing that you were doing before, right? It is done! Delete all the things. I knew there'd be stuff hanging out in the air. Hey. A lot of team building and showing off the work I'd completed before I left for the honeymoon. Nice. We've got some teams that are looking to integrate with what I was working on, so they sent me around to show it off. Nice. That's cool. It's funny, for me it's like super feast or famine for programming stuff. Like I've been working on this huge project for the last year and a half, and the goal of it was to move the company I work for is a government contractor, kind of. They're like kind of a contractor, but they I'm in charge of the entire public key infrastructure. So it's all the certificates and stuff. So we have like internal issued certificates that we use for everything, like protecting websites, and we also have it to use to protect for email. And one of my goals as soon as I took over the stuff was to move the internally issued certificates for users off to a more well-known CA, like like DigiCert or Entrust or something. Um, so that was my goal, and it took over a year to get to that point. But in April this year, I rolled it out, and it was, I think, one of the most smooth rollouts of any product ever at my company. And uh, they that like everyone was super impressed, so that was good. And I did like 98% of the work for that project. That's why it consumed an entire year of my life. But um, the uh, the thing about it was, since that took up so much of my time, I didn't get to really do much programming other than when I had like dead time during that. But there are other coding projects that I wanted to do. You mean Bob's super trustworthy server wasn't good enough for you? That's the equivalent of what we were doing. Yeah. Um, Secret Agent Zex. Yeah, I guess. Um, so after that product was rolled out, I noticed that there was an internally developed system that allows, it's like basically a self-service portal for users to recover their private keys and stuff for their certificates. So I had to figure out a way to integrate that with our new product that I just deployed, and no one really wanted to program it. So that's what my coding project's been last month. Is I've been writing basically a huge PowerShell code base that it basically like touches all the things that the self-service portal did, but the self-service portal was designed with an internal CA in mind, not what we have now. So that's been rather challenging, but I did figure it all out, and it does work, and I'm just going through and testing it now. But problem is I don't have a dev environment for the new system, which I'm working on getting fixed. But yeah, it's I've done some really crazy cool stuff, um like the code base will grab all the users out of Active Directory, all the users out of the or all the serial numbers of the certificates that are uploaded in the database, and there's really two sets of databases. So it's three different products that we use. So it pulls all those down and compares everything and figures out what what work needs to be done. Like if it's missing one of those entries, like it knows what to do. So, or it figures out what it needs to do. And I've been testing all the logic in it and everything, but it's a pretty hefty thing. It's really cool though. Like the hardest part to figure out was like getting the file um extracted, like to out. I basically need to export a P12 of the user with their cert, and then I had, because of the way the product works, it exports all of them with the same password, and that would be a problem. So I had to figure out how to. There's our plastic. It worked. Uh, so I had to figure out how to pull what I wanted out of the P12 file, repackage it into a PFX file with a randomly generated password on it, and then I had to have that file uploaded to the other product. Then I had to have it create a database entry in the other product. So it's like a lot of things to think about. But I built like this really cool logging system, and it's been really fun. I really enjoy projects like that. Even though I mean, it probably would take somebody who does it for a living, like tech. You could probably knock this out. Maybe not in PowerShell, but like in whatever language you're fluent in, you could probably knock it out pretty quick. But I'm still learning PowerShell a lot, so I'm getting a lot better now. Like now that I've done a couple of coding projects, I've figured out a lot of really good ways to do things that I've just standardized on now. Terminator program. I'm just saying, rise the machines. Not quite. I don't touch that AI shit yet. Honestly, PowerShell's probably the right answer. Yeah, I mean it's pretty nice. What I do is I just set up a get sync script on the server that it runs on, and then when I do a commit to the main branch of the well, I'm working on a branch right now, but I'm syncing the branch automatically every hour to the server, and then I have a scheduled task that runs the actual kickoff of the whole thing, right? So it's pretty cool. Most IT stuff works remarkably well with PowerShell. I just really like how it does contexts and stuff like that. I could make a C sharp app, but it would be gross overkill. I bet. I don't know anything about C sharp. Although I am gonna probably, well, after I finish this huge project, which is probably gonna go on for probably another year, or at least to the end of the year, this year. After I finish that, I'm gonna probably gonna have to start learning Python, which because they want me to start learning Ansible, which is basically Python and YAML files. So that's going to be interesting to go through. All right, let me think here. Is there anything else that we need to clean up? Python is super fun. Yeah, from what I've seen of it, it looks like it's. I think I feel like your hardest programming language is the first one you learn, and PowerShell's fairly easy. So I don't know how well that's gonna. I don't know how well that's gonna apply to what I'm gonna learn, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, the second programming language, like I already know the concepts of how to do arrays and comparisons and stuff. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it in the syntax of that language. I went from JavaScript, jQuery, SQL, and C Sharp application shop to a Python, C++ embedded system shop. I'm out of my depth, but I love it. See, I don't know, like what what's the primary usage for like C++? Like that's the biggest thing. There's so many different languages. I don't know what they're best at. Like what are they supposed to be used for? Like SQL, that makes sense. Okay, it's a database. So, yeah, it's one of the best ones cuz it's widely used. JavaScript is web front end, I think, right? I don't know jQuery at all. I'm artistic, no computer skills at all. Yeah, well, there's there's merit to being an artist. You can make good money that way too. I just really like technology. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do, or do we start the project? Do we start the new project? Do we do it? We can go start figuring things out at least. C++ is better when you're dealing with the limited hardware specs and you've got to worry about performance and heavy optimization. Like if you wanted to make a Minecraft server work on a PS2, that makes sense. Well, I guess C++ is kind of like Java, right? Where is C++ like containerized like Java is? Like if you have the Java runtimes, it'll run on anything. I think that's the only thing I've ever seen with Java. I hate Java, by the way. I have even my new app that I just deployed to the company is based heavily around Java, which was one of the reasons that it was so challenging to get the export tool to work properly. C sharp is more like Java. Ah, gotcha. How far do we got to shoot? Let's go here. I hope I didn't overshoot this. All right, here we go. Let us begin. So we want to go to the highest point near here. I made a figure display from scratch, no sketch, just a random idea. See, yeah, I, I envy artistic people because like there's just so much. Like take this game. This is a perfect example. This game is. You notice how I build everything. I'm all about like efficiency, 100% efficiency with it, and all of my buildings look like shit because I have not an artistic bone in my body. Uh, but I envy the people that make really crazy builds like that. It's interesting to me that they can do that. But I'm more in this game for the automation because that's what I love. I mean, that's my job. I automate things for a living. So Java is unique. The interpreter runs between it and the machine. C, C++, and C# all run native on the hardware and need to be compiled for the target. Heavy asterisk if you use .NET framework though. I'm in awe of Artist 2. I cannot do what you do. Yeah. Yeah, that's what the custom in-house built app that I'm integrating with my exporter tool that is the self-service portal is written in .NET. And it was funny because they upgraded it to .NET 6 in October and it broke the original ingester, the original certificate ingester script, and it took me 2.5 months to figure out how to fix that too. So that was an adventure. I think this is the highest point, but I kind of want. I need to start. Hmm. Basically, work with any team that makes the circuit boards and hardware that my software runs on. Huh. My wife says that I'm a natural photographer with no training at all. They're genius level individuals that make hardware so rugged that a farmer with a pressure washer can't hurt it. So we have a lot to figure out for this build. So as you can see, let me talk about the plan. After I pee, I gotta pee first. I'll be right back. Here, I'll let you guys enjoy the flowers. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Okay, so the plan is let's reiterate the plan. First plan is right here around this area, not specifically here, but we need to build a huge factory, and this is going to be a huge factory. Like this is going to probably be not even probably. This is going to be bigger than the other factory that I built, the one that you can see from space. Uh, well, you can. Oh, because of the way the wall is, you can't see it from here, but it's right over there, the huge one. We're going to be building a massive factory in here, and this is going to house and make every single component that we need for doing everything with nuclear power. So I've started let me can't tell am I on my monitor or not? Let's see. Yes. Okay. So I've started putting together my spreadsheet to figure out what the stuff is going to be for this. It's pretty massive. But let me pull up my spreadsheet so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So this is just a scratch sheet for me to start figuring things out. But yeah. So this is how I keep track of all my builds and stuff. So like you can see my I haven't done everything yet, but the other factory that I built, here's all the stuff that it can put out at maximum power. So this is per minute. It can make 2004 quick wire, 200 iron plates, 140 iron rods, 5,100 screws. It's a lot. So the nuclear stuff I've started. Feel obligated to yell nerd even though I'm 100% here for it. Yeah, I know. Exactly. So I started building this with the idea in mind that I'm going to use every single bit of uranium in the world. So there are 4 uranium nodes in the entire world. 3 of which are normal, 1 of which is impure. So an impure node, you can pull 300 uranium per minute out of it. A normal node, you can pull 600. So that's 2100 uranium per minute. So I need to be able to process 2100 uranium per minute at this facility. So that's where I started. So that means the maximum uranium fuel rods that you can make out of that is 33.6 using the best recipe. Now, when we get to the plutonium rods, I'm not using the best recipe because it requires pressure conversion cubes, which I, 1, have never made in this game, and 2, they're insanely hard to make. But it only uses a half of one, so I might consider doing that route later. That's what I got to figure out with this. But so from the beginning down here, I figured out just uranium fuel rods. So raw materials, 2100 uranium. That means I'm going to need 1260 silica, 2100 sulfur, and 6300 quick wire. As you can notice, I don't make nearly enough quick wire to be able to do that. So that's going to be a problem. This will produce 1680 encased uranium cells. Then we're going to have 1680 encased uranium cells to make the uranium fuel rods. So we're also going to require 100. This is all per minute, by the way. So I need to make 6,300 quick wire per minute. It's insane. Mountain of nuclear waste, just an idea or just a dump? No, I'm getting to that. That's next. So the whole chain of events that needs to happen is we have to make uranium fuel rods. Those uranium fuel rods go into power plants, which need water and the uranium fuel rods to run. They output your nuclear waste. And so I could just dump the nuclear waste into storage containers and never deal with it. But then that just slowly grows the radiation in the area. Oh, Arethius, thanks for the raid. Sorry the alerts are not going off. Welcome everybody from Arethius' stream. We're currently getting ready to start our next massive project, so I'm explaining everything right now. So the maximum amount of power plants that I can run with 33.6 fuel rods is 134 power plants, which gives us 672,000 megawatts, but it will produce 3360 nuclear waste. So did I miss the destruction? Yes, actually, you just did. We just started the new, or we're talking about the new project, the big one. This one's going to be a huge one. So now I have to I could just dump the nuclear waste away, but one of the only things that you can't send into a sink in this game is anything nuclear, except for the fuel rods themselves. So since I need the uranium fuel rods in order to power everything, we have to find a way to deal with the nuclear waste. And the only way to deal with nuclear waste is to make plutonium fuel rods out of it. So then that builds the second part of our processing plant. So we have all the stuff that we're about to build uranium fuel rods. They're going to go into the power plants, and then they're going to put out nuclear waste. And now we got to build all the stuff that's going to be able to get us to the point where we can make plutonium fuel rods out of it. So this factory that I'm standing on is also going to make all this stuff too, except for anything that's radiated. So like I'll make nitric acid here. I'll make sulfuric acid. I'm going to make more silica. We're going to be making aluminum casings. We'll be making steel beams and heat sinks. Everything, I want to make everything in the swamp biome if I can. I want to import as little as possible. The only thing that I know I'm going to import at this point is silica, because one of the things that I was just looking at was the fact that sorry, I have too many windows open. One of the things I'm going to be building, there are a bunch of quartz nodes right here, and I did this on the other server when I was playing the other playthrough. There's a bunch of quartz nodes here. I'm going to pull all of those into a single silica factory because I need silica for a lot of stuff. And then basically we'll just train it out of here and bring it into this place so I don't have to make it here. Like silica can just be imported. And however much I need, this will be completely maxed too. So we're actually going to have to build 2 factories to make this work. We're going to have to build the silica factory, but that one will be easy compared to what this is going to be. So yeah, this I'm expecting this to be probably like this big at least. It's going to be a huge footprint for this. But yeah, so this is how many machines we're going to need just to make the uranium. We're going to need 8, or just to make the encased uranium cells, we're going to need 84 manufacturers. That's with no overclocking. I don't want to overclock on this side because I need power to do that, and I can't overclock stuff until we get the power plants up and running. Then to make the uranium fuel rods, we're going to need another 84 manufacturers. I have no idea how I'm going to fit this in. We may have to do like, I have to figure out all the belt balancing and stuff for this, but we'll need to figure out how big of a footprint I want to work with on the manufacturer side, and then try and fit everything in. That building is also going to be huge. So one building of 84 manufacturers on either each floor or however multiple floors, and then another set of that all stacked on top of each other. And then we'll have to figure out how we're going to put 134 power plants in, because holy shit. I don't know if you guys have ever seen power plants, but let me show you how big one power plant is. Let's see. We'll just look at it from here. One power plant is this big. Like, it's taller. I'm standing on the tallest rock in this biome, or on the lower level of this biome, and this thing is already, it's still taller than me. Look at this. I'll just build it. You can see. Just look at how big this thing is. That's one. I have to have 134 of those. That'll make a nice shed, yeah. One thing I do have to say is this thing looks awesome. So, yeah. Now, we're going to be overclocking all of these. So, fun fact, when you do that, because this is power generation, if we overclock this all the way, notice that the consumption of this is 600. It needs 600. So that means that per nuclear power plant, I'm going to have to run one Mark II pipe that is fully maxed out. Because the maximum a pipe can carry is 600. So, yeah. So 134 pipes, 134 nuclear power plants. That also means that I need water extractors to be able to pull water out, which means that those pipes are going to have to all connect into a bunch of those. Sadly, I got to bounce. See if you stream this Saturday. Yeah, thanks, Tech. Yeah, I'll see you on Saturday for sure. I'll more than likely be streaming. It's going to be one of those really long streams again. But hopefully I can figure out all the stuff that we're talking about right now before then, because I would like to start building this. But there's so much to figure out. We'll see. Maybe I'll play something other than Satisfactory. We'll see. I want to get back to Have a Nice Death as well, now that they patched out the problem I was having. So yeah, so that footprint for that is going to be humongous. One thing I do want to do while we're standing here and we're talking and thinking about things. I can't destroy these things, so really I just need to make sure that the footprint of the factory is... Am I going the right way? What the fuck am I doing? I'm going the completely wrong way. I need to make sure the footprint of the factory, like the first floor of it, starts above whatever the tallest one of these little things is. Which I think the tallest one was towards the edge. And I also want to make sure none of this is being dealt with. And the good thing is, at the bottom floor, my idea is that with all the nodes and everything, we'll use the trucks to get around. We'll get the trucks to bring all the resources in. So I can just set up a giant truck loop at the bottom, and we'll be covering up most of the biome anyway. And then we'll just have it drive in circles and just grab all the resources and bring them in. I won't have to run conveyor belts like I did last time, which will be much better. Motors. Did I not touch this? Look at this. This is the most deadly enemy in the game. Look at this. Radioactive spider. Been killed on more than one occasion by those. Why can I not go the correct way? Just stay straight. Just go straight. We're going to go straight here. Anyway, the thing I want to do is I want to get all of the map uncovered over by there. There's a bauxite node. There's where I was trying to go. Yeah, so the maximum size the factory can be is like from here all the way over to the waterfall, basically. I don't want it to be that long, but if it has to be, it can be. But this is definitely the correct place to build the factory for what I'm thinking. I don't even know where the edge of the map is here. Depending on where this goes, it might change where I decide to put my My radioactive factory. What the fuck? What the fuck? Didn't even know that that could happen. Okay. No. That was fun. I think I have to build I'm gonna have to build platforms to walk around. I thought you could swim through that. Might as well grab this while I'm here. I'm kind of tempted to actually build a road system this time in the biome. It's going to take me a little longer, but this is going to be a final factory, so I want to take my time with it and really make it look good. Hope I have plenty of concrete. Oh yeah, I got plenty of concrete. Good. Okay, here we go. Start running out this way. Just got to make sure I don't fall in the water. The good thing is that if I build most of this stuff outside of the um or like over where I'm at now, then I won't have to worry about them changing the swamp biome that much. I am worried, however, about building this before the swamp update comes out. That that could be bad. I don't know. I know they're changing the swamp biome. I just don't know how much. They said it was getting like a full overhaul, but I don't know what that means. I know like when they redid Spire Coast, they changed a lot. Like they moved the land and everything, so I'm kind of worried about what happens if I build this. But we always have the option of moving the factory through the save tool just in case. This goes way farther back than I thought. This is really good actually. Oh, oh, I thought we hit the edge. Wouldn't let me go any further for a second. Ah! Don't go there. That's the world boundary. All right. Okay, so that's good. We got the stuff uncovered there. I don't remember if I aligned these foundations with the world grid or not. I kind of want to align with the world grid if I can. It's because it would make running certain things much prettier, but I can make it work if I don't. I'm torn on it. I don't know. Now, why would it... I don't care. I don't even need that to be uncovered. I can be building anything there anyway. Gonna make this so ugly. We're gonna have foundations fucking everywhere. Sometimes you gotta make something ugly before you can make something pretty. That is the case with this. The good news is we have plenty of water and we're gonna need it. 134 water pipes is not gonna be an easy thing to pull off. What are you building? I'm not building anything yet. This is me planning out next big project, which is going to be nuclear power plant and uranium fuel rod factory. I'm just scoping out and uncovering the map where I'm going to be building everything. I'm gonna have to be extra careful about my math too. I've not hit nuclear yet. I've never built a successful plant before. I have built a uranium fuel rod factory, but I never used any of them. I ended up moving off of that server and starting this save file. What tier are you on? Also, welcome to the stream, King. How many hours? This save file's got 160, I think. Let's see. 167, which is pretty good for having a whole world grid up and running already. Oh, you're on tier 7. Nice. I feel like tier 7's where shit gets real, man. Once they introduce aluminum, it's like aluminum's like so simple yet so difficult at the same time. I have 550, maybe 560 hours in the game. This is my third save file. Um, I only have one unlock left to do, and I'm not unlocking it on purpose because I don't need it yet. I will need it after I finish building this part of the build. Once I get the uranium fuel rod factory up, I'm going to need to have particle enrichment because I won't be able to deal with nuclear waste without it. So I have 169, but before I move on to the next tier, I automate everything. I did that on my first playthrough as well. I kept making like perfect factories, and then I would realize that there was something that was unlocked that would completely change how the factory runs. And yeah, once I hit that point, I had built like that's actually part of the reason I moved to this save file. So I was playing on a multiplayer server that I was hosting, and um, I had just finished building my uranium fuel rod factory, and then I noticed that there were such things as Mark III miners, and I did not know that that was a thing. And by just introducing a Mark III miner, it completely changes, you know, everything, like maximum outputs. And I want to be able to. I'm a very heavy min maxer, so after I found that out, I would have had to go back. I got like sad because I would have had to go back and redo all of my the stuff that I had built. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather just start a new save file. It's fun to have to change everything. They are a pain to build, yeah. But that's the now that I knew about that, um, which you can I don't think you can see it from here. Actually, you can. You see that giant factory over there? That factory is a 100% maxed out Mark III miner. Every single resource node in Northern Forest gets pulled into that factory. So that is um that like going that route. Now that I knew about it, I made plans for this save file. Uh oh, we're almost there. I haven't decorated that factory yet, but I actually may. It took me so long to build that factory, but I think that I may end up rebuilding it. Because I kind of feel like there might be a better way to do things. My initial way I thought I was going to do things kind of changed as soon as I finally got the energy to do a full world train network build. Just drained all the blue craters, oil, and grassy fields to make 500 computers per minute. Nice. 50 hours. Wow. It took 50 hours to build the 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 computer factory? Or is it 50 hours for the whole save file? Oh, okay, for the whole save file. Okay. That's pretty good. That's I mean, that's a lot of computers. But if you see like the example is now you built 500 computers per minute, but you used all of the resources in Blue Crater and Grassy Fields to do it. But you had to have done that without Mark III miners. So now you're going to have to go back and rebuild an entire thing that took you 50 hours to build. That's what I was trying to avoid. I don't like having to duplicate work. Okay, we got all the stuff uncovered now. I don't need more computers. Yeah, but you may not need more computers now, but you're going to need those resource nodes that are under or that are being used for your computers eventually. I need heavy modular frames. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a bit of a punk too. I just want the black on my oh my god. Yeah, look at how big this is going to be. Like I'm thinking that 134 power plants is going to be like yeah, that's going to be a lot. Gonna work on 200 heavy modular frames next. In the desert. Ooh. I feel like the desert would lend itself more to anything steel based. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a giant steel factory once I don't have to worry about power anymore, which is the whole point of this project. I'm going to build a massive steel factory in the desert. All right, King. Thanks for coming in and chatting. Oh, I hate when it does that. See you, King. That was weird. What the hell is it doing? It's like bugging out. Ugh. Still. This is a massive area, though. I should be able to fit everything I want in here. Ah! Okay. I don't want to do that again. We're right at the world's edge, too, so that's good. I think we'll be safe to build. I kind of want to, like, encapsulate that rock in the factory. That way, like, the huge factory will just be jutting out of the water. And I can put a lot of water. Well, I don't know what I want it to look like yet. We'll see. I am kind of tempted to do the same thing that I did last time, which was I spun up a giant fuel factory using the diluted fuel recipe off of that uh, crude oil node there. And I had it generate enough power for me to be able to run the factories, or to run the other factory, or the uranium fuel rod factory. The problem is that I don't think that even with both of the fuel factories up, that it will be enough. So what can we do to start? Let's start off with getting a fuel area set up. Let's do that. I want to start getting fuel pulled into this biome, which I have not done yet. I would just want to have a nice train full of fuel. That'll be ready for me to start doing stuff with the trucks. Just set it up here. This is gonna be a temporary. I don't want to do it there. Actually, I lied. Oh, there's an iron node here. I want to try and get it as close to. I mean, this is gonna be temporary, so it just needs to be. Once I have a better idea of what the footprint of this beast of a factory is gonna look like, it's hard to even figure it out, honestly. So it doesn't need to be this big. This is too big. Okay, let's do train station. Okay, I am gonna have to destroy some trees. Maybe just this one. Alright, that should give me plenty of room. Oh, God, these things are too big. Okay, well, then we'll just expand it out. I just need to get the train station down. If I can get that down, then everything else will be easy. Come on. Oh, yeah, there. No, no. And this is going to be a swamp. You'll in. Oh, it's not hooked up to the grid yet. Need to do that. Then I need a train or freight platform. Let's do two. And then we'll hook this up the best we can. Okay, there we go. Now let's schedule a train to bring us some fuel. Where's my fuel train? There it is. Edit. We want to take these two out because they're full, because we're not using anything in them yet. And then we do go to the fuel station. Okay, we're going to unload. All right, well, this will be the first test of these tracks, so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. What path is it going to take? I would imagine it's going to take... It's going to come this way, probably go through Titan Forest up to this spiral, come down the spiral, and then come in here, and then go back this way. Yeah, loop back to the fuel factory. It should... If I had to guess, it's going to go to the circle that's right here, or the roundabout. Because it has to go to the roundabout to get onto the... Oh, no, it is going through the Titan Forest. It's going to go right up this way. And it's going to come down the spiral. This will be a good test of the spiral. It's the first time we've used it. What the fuck is... Oh, that's... Wait, the signal tester? Oh, it's going to the spider cave. That's what it's doing. Although I'm not sure why it's going here. It must be the order that I selected. They're both going to the spider cave for uranium. Should be able to see it. Yep, there it is. The train is coming. Oh my god, that takes forever. That's because I'm watching it. I need to not watch it. All right. See if the intersection works. Looks like it is. It's not complaining about not being able to reach the station either, so that's good. Hey, look at that. Boom. I love automation. Excellent test of the... I'm interested to see how it goes back, too. All right, so we should get a nice fuel load here. And there it goes. Boom, we got our fuel. It worked. All right, so which way is it going to go back? I imagine it's going to go up to this intersection here and go to the circle. Probably going to take this path here and then over to here, circle, back to the fuel factory. So far, it looks like I'm right. It's nice to see my handiwork in action. It took me so long to do these rails. I've barely gotten to test them at all. First time I've ever built rails as intensely as this. So it should be hitting the intersection any second. And there's the intersection. Gonna go this way. Yep, there it goes. Once it gets back to the circle, it should take the same path it came here with. So how many... 299 items per minute. I haven't tested that circle yet either. Let's make sure it works. It should go through almost the whole thing, so that'll be good. Should be hitting the circle now. Yep, there it is. Yep. Yep. And now it goes out this way and back out into its normal route. It's beautiful. Love it. Okay, so now we have swamp biome getting some fuel. I need more time to think about this and do more math. And I don't want to do all the math on stream. I think we're going to call it early tonight. Yeah, I've got to figure out all the math for this. There's so much math to do. I basically need to figure out what the minimum amount of each core resource that I need and where I'm going to get it from. So that should be interesting. I may have to actually the coal nodes that I used last time, I don't think is going to be enough coal this time. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't already, come check out the Discord. Cool stuff going on there. I'm going to be doing a stream on Saturday. I might consider streaming Sea of Thieves if we play on Friday. If we play on Saturday, I'll stream that too. Just going to depend on how everybody's feeling and what time we play. So, thanks to Arethius for the raid. And yeah, I'll be back on either Friday, tomorrow, or Saturday. Thanks for watching. See you then.